Well, today is a big day here on Twin Cities Live because we are starting a new series, Joe, and it is dedicated to helping the hundreds of school-aged kids in Minnesota without a permanent home. We want to help them find their forever family.
Every Thursday, TCL's Kelly Hansen will feature a child and give them a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But in our first Kid Connection, Kelly shows us why helping kids find their forever home is so important to people behind the scenes at Min Adopt.
So we have Ambrosia, we have Moses.
Yes.
He's 14.
Here at the Min Adopt offices in downtown Minneapolis, pictures line the walls. They're faces of kids who just want to be loved by a family.
At this particular time, it's approximately 600 children that are what we call non-resourced.
That means 600 school-age kids are in foster care. Their birth family has terminated their parental rights, or their foster family has no plans to adopt.
Those 600 kids are in need of immediate, permanent, lifelong, loving families.
Min Adopt recruiter Wendy Lee Ron knows the importance, and it's not just because she works in the middle of it every day. Wendy's daughter was in more than 20 foster placements before she adopted her.
She came to us almost 5 years old. She was 39 inches tall and she weighed 39 pounds. And from the time she moved in with us, you could almost literally see her growing. She was just, I was buying her new clothes every 2 weeks, it seemed like, because it was just like a relief. It's just such a relief. Kids go through incredible trauma to get them into foster care. And yeah, that has an impact on their behavior. But underneath that, kids are kids, and all kids are more normal than not.
Her daughter is now 35 and has children of her own.
You can really make such a difference in the life of a kid, and it goes on.
And that's where Minnesota families can help.
There are 5 private agencies that contract with the state of Minnesota to provide adoption services at no cost to families, to Minnesota families adopting Minnesota children.
When a person shows interest in adoption, they'll get information on training, orientation, and home studies.
Lots of people want to know if they get to meet the kids before they make the decision. And unless they're doing concurrent planning foster care, for the most part, they do not get to meet them.
But families do get as much information as possible before welcoming a child into their home.
We want the families to really have made the decision already before they commit to that child. And they get lots of information from the social workers about the child. They'll talk to their foster parents. They may talk to teachers, therapists. So they get as much information as is available.
In the weeks to come, you'll meet kids like 11-year-old Ambrosia, who loves to sing and dance. So we gave her a once-in-a-lifetime meet and greet backstage with the national touring cast of Annie. And Jahnia, who wants to become a gymnast, but has bigger dreams to be part of a family.
If you think about family life, home is the place that you go when you need help, or for holidays, or just somebody to call and say, okay, what do I do about this? It's a wild world out there, and we all need support.
Nice, awesome, very good. Oh, look at those faces. Kelly is here with more. Hi, Kel.
It's been so fun to meet these kids, and I've only met a few of them, so I'm sure it'll be quite the experience. But the big question is, why are we doing this? Here on Twin Cities Live, we get to take advantage of so many experiences and meet so many great people, so we thought, why not share this with kids who need a great day to themselves. Maybe they've gone through something pretty terrible, and so this kind of helps them forget about that, and we also get to introduce them to you at home, get to know these kids just a little bit better.
Well, and I think a family is something that a lot of people take for granted, and it's easy to say, oh, this bugged me about my family, or this is irritating, or this person is annoying.
Right.
But to think about fundamentally getting to have that and having that support system, and what would your life be like if you didn't have that?
Right.
I mean, investing in these kids is hugely important for our community.
Just like Wendy Lee was saying, that there are some kids that are even 18 that are still in the system, and you think, okay, they're 18, they're going to be on their own, but really they still want a family, whether that's a mom and dad or just a mom, and they all kind of know what they want, and if they want siblings, they'll tell you. If they want an older sister or something like that, but they just want somebody to be there forever.
Is there a prototypical parent or family that these kids get adopted into?
I don't really know the answer to that question, but I do know that each child is different. So they may speak up and say, this is the kind of family I want to live with. Or they may not know because they just don't know. But they each have their own preferences, and it really, you know, like you heard, they don't get to meet the child really before the adoption takes place, and that's just because there's a lot of turmoil that can go on if you meet a child and maybe it's not the right child for your family.
Yeah, if it's an
So-
interview kind of
audition.
situation.
Right,
yeah,
right,
exactly.
right.
Okay, tell us about Ambrosia quickly, because we're going to meet her next
Ambrosia,
week.
we're going to meet Ambrosia next week, and we took her to see Annie when the national tour was here in town. And we had a blast. She just lit up. That girl knows all the songs.
It's her favorite movie,
yep,
right?
Yep. It's her favorite movie, and I stayed and we watched the show together. It was a great show. She had such a blast. I hear she fell asleep on the way home. But she had such a blast. If you want to learn more about all these kids, minadopt.org is the website you want to check out. It's got all the resources, how to start the process, some pictures of more kids, and you'll meet a lot of them every Thursday here on Twin Cities Live.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome
before
work.
you go, I want to know what you're up to this weekend. You got a big event coming up?
A big event coming up this weekend.